what a VSL is. A VSL is an entire sales process compacted into one video. That means we capture attention, we build interest, we create desire for our product, and then we close the sale all in one video. So it's a comprehensive system. Whereas most e-commerce businesses use advertisements just to capture attention, we're going to use the VSL as an entire sales process. And on top of that, we have the rest of the funnel. So by the time they get into the rest of our funnel, they are highly aware and they have a very strong buying intent, which means higher conversion rates, higher average order value, and more informed customers, which means better customer experience. Our VSL either runs in feed as an advertisement. This is what I specialize in, and this is what most e-commerce businesses do right now. Another way to do that is to use lead ads or curiosity-based ads to send to a landing page where the VSL would be hosted. And the VSL, in essence, is a very convincing video built on a few key foundations. And it's built through a scientific structure and principles that allow us to capture attention, turn it into interest and engagement and people who want to watch and consume our video, turn it into education and belief in our mechanisms, how the problem and the product works, and then finally building desire for the product itself. So to create a good VSL, we need a good structure or framework, which is a list of sections. So essentially a VSL is made up of multiple little modules, like a hook, a lead, problem mechanism, agitating the problem, discounting the other solutions, introducing our own solution or solution mechanism, product, close, etc. So a good structure is one that is proven. So you can take a winning VSL, transcribe the script, and turn it into a structure that you can use to then write your own script. Without a structure, you're just flying blind, and it's very unlikely you're going to have a winning script. With a structure, you ensure that you have the highest possible chance to write a winner, and because you're using proven direct response marketing principles. Now, another ingredient of strong VSLs is convincing and unique mechanisms. So that's the way that the problem, the real root cause of the problem, as well as the real way we solve that root cause, which is the solution mechanism. And then the final element that creates a really strong VSL, if you have all of these, you're going to have a very strong VSL. If you have two, then you're going to have still a pretty strong VSL. But with all three, you're going to have a superpower. And the last ingredient is good copywriting. That means you can write in a way that's very engaging, concise, to the point, vivid, and very viewer focused. Not talking about the product or the brand or what your mission is, but talking about what the viewer gets and how everything benefits them. So next, why is e-commerce the perfect place to use VSLs right now? Well, e-commerce products such as gadgets have built-in solution mechanisms because the gadgets they have a function and they do something. For example, a knee massager massages your knee. It does something for your body that you can then explain and sell that mechanism and the benefits of using it. The red light skincare wand deploys red light therapy on your skin cells, and the EMS foot pad sends electrical pulses through your feet. A t-shirt doesn't do anything, right? A decoration, something that's just static is not very well suited for VSLs. Products that have a built-in mechanism and a function are very well suited. Then the best products for VSLs are supplements because there are multiple ingredients inside, and those are each opportunities to sell something unique about the product. The biggest direct response brands in the world are supplement brands, such as Gundry MD, Miami MD, the rest of the Golden Hippo portfolio, and most celebrity endorsed businesses are built on VSLs and direct response, and they're selling supplements. Even something like skincare is essentially a supplement. It's just a different form of it. So Proactive was a direct response brand built by infomercials with celebrity endorsement, and they're selling a cream for acne. So how do we assemble a VSL? Because that's what we're doing. We're assembling it. This is the most important part. The people who are very good at direct response and build big brands know how to assemble a VSL. And really what we do is we need two ingredients, which is our big copy elements and our structure. So I'll get to the big copy elements in a second. But once you have a proven structure or framework, and proven means that it's taken from a winning VSL, you didn't just make it up, and you have your copy elements, then the copywriting is what makes it pop and it makes it real. So this is like the blueprint, and then the construction crew is like the copywriting. But the blueprint is the most valuable thing. That's why the property developer, the one who manages everything, gets paid the most. In this case, that's the same thing here. Once we have our big copy elements and our structure, we can hand that off to even a B-level copywriter and have a huge winning VSL in our hands. And once the script is done, the final step is that a video editor adds video scenes. They're supposed to have 2Ds there, not ads like advertisement. They add video scenes that match the script, that evoke emotion, that create understanding by visualizing the mechanisms and the functions of the product and the problem. And then they build desire for our product by having good scene selection, which makes the video more engaging and also more powerful. It makes everything we say in the script land more effectively. Now, to get back to the big 5 copy elements, those are your big problem, the main problem that your product is solving, and what's holding the viewer back from the life that they desire. The problem mechanism, which is another way of saying the root cause of the big problem. The big promise, which is the promise that you're making that how your product will help them. So if it's for knee pain, your big promise is that you're going to help them relieve their knee pain and live a life of activity and joy. And then the solution mechanism is how that big promise is delivered. So for the knee pain, if you're using a knee massager, it would be the heated knee massager with red light therapy, and then explaining how those things are scientifically proven to ease bone-on-bone knee pain and help boost cartilage growth in the body. And then your final element is your proof. So your proof elements are your studies, authority figures, endorsements, everything that makes what you say believable, reasons why, explanations, because otherwise it's just claims. When you have proof, now you're making logical points and giving information and education. Now, to write the VSL, the most important thing in your copy is, it's very simple. The copywriting is not super complex. Once you have a structure, the copywriting is very basic. As I said, you don't even need a great copywriter to write this. You need one, clear and simple, unique mechanisms in a way that a child could understand, because the subconscious mind is a child, or more accurately, a child is the subconscious mind. But the unique mechanisms need to be so easy to understand using visuals, 3D animations, and in your explanation using metaphors, that it's so believable that it just clicks right away without even having to analyze it. It just makes sense. Okay. An example of that is for back pain, it would be that your spine is being compressed by the pressure of your posture and sitting all day, and it's pinching those little nerves in your spine. So that's the real root cause of back pain. It's that simple. And the more clearly and smoothly you can phrase that, the more effective it's going to be. And then the second part, I keep referring to this, but it's a proven structure. Again, if you have a proven structure, you don't need to be a great copywriter. And if you are a great copywriter, but you don't use a proven structure, it's still doubtful whether you make a great VSL. Now, the next thing, if you're editing a VSL, if you have copywriters on your team, or if you're writing the copy yourself, you want to go through and edit it and make the sentences, the words, and the explanations as short as possible while keeping the main message. Oftentimes, I see VSLs that could easily be cut in half and would work even better, because people add too much filler and fluff. They're trying to explain too much because they're writing with their analytical mind. Nobody consumes with their analytical mind. So you want to write for the state that the viewer is in, and they're in a state of scrolling on social media. That's a consumption state. It's a mostly unconscious state. So we want to make our stuff easy, simple, and clear. And then every time we present a new idea, we explain what that means for the viewer. Otherwise, it just creates skepticism when you're introducing new ideas. That creates fear and tension. Now, an example of that, it's been proven beyond any doubt that knee cartilage can be regrown. That means that you're not forced to get weaker and weaker with each passing year. You can finally fight back. Another thing is that when you introduce something like this, you need to introduce it with proof. So that means studies, endorsements, something that backs up what you say. So it's not a claim, it's a proven statement. It's an educational statement. And this makes it much easier for the viewer to accept that. And I'll just emphasize again, you have to put it on the viewer. What are they going to get out of this? Why are you telling them about your brand or your special discount? Don't talk about you and your product and your brand. That's meaningless to the viewer. Talk about how these things are important for them. Don't just talk about the problem mechanism, tie that into how that's going to affect their lives. This means, this real root cause of knee pain means that your knees are going to get weaker and more damaged every year unless something is done about it. Now, the best types of e-commerce products for VSLs, just in general, if you're thinking about using VSLs for your e-commerce brand, here are the best types. Number one, supplements. Supplements are the perfect product for VSLs. Again, as an example, go look at Gundry MD and Miami MD. These are businesses that are doing multiple millions of dollars. In the case of Gundry, millions of dollars per day. And in the case of Miami MD, they're doing, hundreds of thousands of dollars every day, millions of dollars a month in sales. So products that have unique and interesting mechanisms that are built in. EMS massagers, red light massagers, any type of massager in general works really well. Acupressure, cupping, heating and cooling wraps for your knees, your feet, your hands, your low back, your neck, your elbows, your shoulders, anything that has a function, because that becomes your solution mechanism. And it's much easier to sell because you have a product that can demonstrate it. You have a built-in demonstration of the solution mechanism, and that's very compelling. All right, so that's a quick crash course on VSLs, how to use them, why they're important, how to put them together, and what products they work best for. If you want to see these VSLs in action, in the description, I have my swag file with hundreds of VSLs and advertorials and brands that you can see how this stuff looks in action. And I also have my school community for more advanced. I work with a smaller group of more advanced e-commerce entrepreneurs where I can give more personal help and all my courses and everything in there, all the resources you need to actually implement this stuff. Otherwise, follow me on Instagram, check out the rest of my videos. I just give away everything that I know to help as many people and help people actually build businesses so that we can work together in the future. All right, I hope you enjoy. Have a great day and peace out.